what is your attack angle?
Okay, talk to him, see what that did. Charlie Horse, San Diego.
24, traffic 27.
Sandy 5 just made a pass in there. It was any...
Go 21, Sandy 7.
Standing by, over.
Okay, I'll put it a little closer than those trees. Let me come around with a loud 3, and I'll put it on those trees there.
Roger that, loud 3.
I'm Thomas Allen Dwelle, Thomas A. Dwelle, D-W-E-L-L-E, that's Delta Whiskey Echo, Lima Lima Echo. And I was born in 5 August 1937. I was 82 a couple of weeks ago, still flying all the time. Got into a nasty accident working on the airplane, blew my hand off, and got my toes transplanted, one toe from each foot, and I still fly all the time, fly several times a week, and it's good, flies good, and drink scotch good. And I was first lieutenant, trained at Hurlburt Field down the road here in 1964, and went to Vietnam in February '65 as a first lieutenant, and then I was became a captain over there, and I retired as a lieutenant colonel in summer of 1982. And I said, tell your dad, in 1965, we were on alert. This was close air support. What that means is troops in contact. We were scrambled off alert many, many times. I probably got 100 missions off a night alert. Never got to sleep one time. That's when the Quang attacked at night, especially when the weather was bad. F-100 pod, the Tack-Hard killers wouldn't fly at night. They wouldn't even hold night alert. And so we did. And John Larison and I flew a lot together, and we really got into it. And I said, tell your dad that when a city or a village or a special forces fort or a firebase come under attack, they wanted to get in there, they wanted to get the weapons, their trucks, and their howitzers, the 105 howitzers. And they were going to die. They were in grave danger of being overrun, and many times they were overrun. Dong Xuai, for example, was really, they got in there, and we ran them out, and boy, what a fright that was. Dong Xuai, D-O-N-G-X-O-A-I, that's the best battle, biggest battle I was ever in. But I said, tell your dad that they were going to die if we didn't help them. So we went in, and by God, one turn around the fort, and you can see where the fire's coming from. If it was a mortar, boom, boom, and then you can see it hit in the fort. Okay, I can deal with that. One more time around and see a ground fire. Okay. John Larison and I got into anyway, back to my story. Tell your dad that they were going to die if we didn't get in and save them, and we did, by God, and we were good at it too. John Larison and I got into a battle outside of Quy Nhon, up on the hill between Quy Nhon and Pleiku. And it was a 25th Infantry Division. They were going along a dike, and all of their vehicles were spread out about 3 clicks, about 3 kilometers long, and they got attacked. And it was night. And they took out the first vehicle with an RPG, a rocket-propelled grenade, and they took out the last vehicle. These guys are on a dike. They couldn't go. So now we got the friendlies on the north side of the dike, and all the Quang on the south side, out in the rice there, but not rice, not in the mountains. No rice, but that I recall. Hard to see rice at night. So we came around. John and I, flight of 2. We always flew a flight of 2 at night. Never more. You can't handle 4 guys at night. And always flight of 4 during the daytime. So night load typically was frag bombs, some kind of a bomb or rockets, and white phosphorus. A white phosphorus is a Willie Pete. It's a 100-pound bomb, white bomb, and it has a stick of dynamite in the middle, and then burning white phosphorus, which you hit it, and boy, and you got a huge, big umbrella shower of burning phosphorus, burning phosphorus, and that gets their attention. So we come one turn around, and I'm talking to the Army guy on the radio. I said, "We're really in trouble." I said, and I can see a vehicle burning. We were close. Hell, we weren't 5, 6, 7 minutes from the base, and probably we were going to be next at Quang Tri. Anyway, they attacked those guys, ambushed them, and I could see burning vehicle. Okay, I got a good marker there. No flare ship. And I could see both 2 mortar pits to the south, out towards the ocean, you know, a couple, 300-400 yards out, about 2 kilometers apart, and that you'd see the flash, and then boom, hitting the guys, and then boom, like that. An 81 millimeter, no, 60 millimeter mortar can have, 5 rounds in the air at the same time. Boom, 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 short range. But after a while, the tube heats up, and then they start falling short, see? So I observed all this, and I said, John Larson, my number 2, one of my very best buds, even today, we're band of brothers. In fact, he's here with us today, Fort Walton Beach, Florida. I said, John, I'm going to make a run parallel to the friendlies. I'm going to put 1 white phosphorus bomb, a Willie Pete. I'm going to put 1 Willie Pete in the foxhole with the farthest one to the south, and I'm going to, as I pull off, I'm going to skip bomb another one. It won't be real accurate, but it'll be within certainly the shower of sparks. And then I want you, as soon as that dies down, I want you to come the other way, and I want a stick of 6 260-pound frag bombs. I think we carried 24 of them on that mission. As I pull off, I want you to come the other way. And boy, he did that too. Boom, boom, boom. And he covered that 3-kilometer area there, or certainly 2 kilometers. No, it must have been at all, because there were RPGs at each end. And I said, wow. And I'm talking to this captain on the radio, and he says, "Boy, that was good, guys." Now he says they're close. They're right up next to the dike. Okay, so now we started bombing. John would go this way, and I'd go that way. So we're swapping head-on passes, and pretty soon, and he keeps calling closer, closer, and I still think we had 6 or 7 bombs left, and closer, and I'd drop a bomb, and he'd say, closer. John would drop one, closer, and I said, John, hold off, buddy. I'm going to put one right on him. I'm going to put one real close. This one's on me, for better, for worse. Hold off. I'll do this. And by then, we were pretty good. I mean, we could drop a 30-foot bomb every time, So I rolled in. I said, okay, guys, buckle down, dig in. Here it comes. A frag bomb. It's going to be ugly. I didn't hear anything from him. And I said, okay, bombs away. And I said, it's going to be 5 seconds, bombs away, now. And I pulled off, and as I pulled off, he keyed his microphone, and I heard the bomb go, and the bomb heard it go off over his radio, and he said, Jesus Christ, that's close enough, that's close enough. And to this day, I don't know if I got any friendlies. I certainly hope not. But the guys were hiding on the other side of this dike. They were all hunkered down, so I figured I was safe. I told them, man, dig yourself in. Now, fight isn't over, and we're out of bombs. So now we started strafe. We each had 800 rounds of 20 millimeter guns, and typically every fifth one was a tracer, but I don't remember tracers that night. That could get you hurt if they followed you back up the tracer. I don't remember shooting tracers that night, but anyway, so he'd tell me where the thing was, and I'd shoot, and we weren't doing any good, and I said, okay, John, I'm going to go in with my lights on. Again, now we're swapping head-on passes. And, you know, with these four 20-millimeter guns, I think it was an M2 or an M4 cannon, with all four shooting, you could put out 50 rounds a second. And that's half the lead that a Gatling gun will do. You know, that M61 A-1 Gatling gun that we had on the F4 put out 100 rounds a second. Well, this would do half of that. So, you know, you can give it a 5-second burst and point it to. We didn't rake, typically rake an area, although I did at Dong Suai one time. Got everybody back over the dike. That's a whole nother story. But I said, John, I'm going to go in with my lights on and draw fire. I said, as soon as you pick a target, you tell me. And we had a little pinky switch outside of the throttle. As soon as you pick a target, you tell me, and I'll pull off and turn. And sure as hell, I turned, and boy, here it came, just where I was. Hey, that's working good. John says, okay, I'm going to do that too. And this crazy stuff. I mean, they don't tell you to do that. It's not brief, but damn it, when the crap's hitting the fan, you got to do what you got to do. And it's extremely dangerous, as you might imagine. But there's guys dying down there, and that was our job, and we were damn good at it. Okay, so we start daisy chaining back and forth like that until we were out of ammunition. And it worked really well. About the second pass, I pissed somebody off because as I pulled off, a rocket, it might have been an RPG, I don't know, went right up past me between the wing and the tail, right next to the cockpit, like that. And again, the Army guy on the ground said, "Oh my God! Did you see that?" And with my best John Wayne voice, I said, "Now, how could I have possibly missed that?" You know. So you know, there's always some ways to entertain yourself. It was a good year, exhausting year, totally exhausting. Now, Rich, that's the only war story I know. I flew 270 missions, and that's my only war story.
What year was that?
That would have been mid-1965. I flew, back then you did a whole tour, a whole year. February 65 to February 66. And you were there a whole year. I got to come home for 2 weeks, right in the middle, and boy, that was good because it was exhausting. You know, the old SPAD at Combat Power, you got to be 130 degrees in the cockpit, so we'd cut off our flight suits here and move the pencil pocket up, and coming back from a mission, you could run the canopy back and get your flight to loosen up the straps and parachute straps, and the whole flight suit would fill up like a balloon, and that's the only air conditioning we ever saw. But it was you know, you just did what you had to do, and quite frankly, it was a lot of fun. And in my video, Tom Dwelle in Vietnam, I explained a lot of this, and it was an interesting year. It was a lot of fun, and I took a lot of hits in that video. Because look, here's that lieutenant or captain, whatever, having a lot of fun. I mean, that's terrible. That's, you know, he shouldn't be having all that. Well, guess what, sports fans? if it wasn't fun, I don't know why you'd do it. I mean, we were trained to do that. I flew air defense during the Cuban Missile Crisis, F-106, out of northern Michigan. Had my own nuclear rocket in a single-seat fighter and authority to use it unilaterally. We punched us off on October the 22nd, 1962, and we pulled the pins out. We thought we were going to war. We thought it was nuclear war, and I had authority to use it. So I'm still a second lieutenant. In the history of the world, probably that was pretty rare, a second lieutenant with a single... there were normally always nuclear weapons have two-man concept. There was nobody else. So that's it, sports fans. All right, that was one more story but it was an interesting tour. 23 years, 270 missions in Vietnam, and gosh, I'm proud. We were proud. We were there because, by God, we wanted to be there. And let me say this about Vietnam: I feel real sorry for the kids that were drafted, and if you didn't want to be there, that was no damn place to be. And you know, the Chi-Coms were making real pure heroin available through the hooch maids and the prostitutes and the bathhouses, you know, and what have you. And that really screwed people up. But those of us that trained early on, that was our job, and we really, these guys you're going to meet here tonight, they were there because they wanted to be